For over 5 years now as a story, I have worked strictly with volunteers. Many times I call myself the chief volunteer because we're all doing it because we have a passion for women's rights and gender equality, and nobody's getting paid for this, right? And I've had some questions from non-profit founders asking me about how to manage volunteers, how do I do it, how do I get them to stay committed and all of that. I think the most important lesson I've taken away from my years working with volunteers is that you must be willing to lead by example. Be the example that you want them to follow. Model of leadership that probably is best if you're working with volunteers, solely with volunteers, is transformational leadership. So first, you must be willing to pour into your volunteers, because many times, yes, they have the passion, they have the interest, they have the energy, but they may not exactly have the skill in the degree that you want it to be. Like, for example, they want to host a podcast, for example, but you've listened to them talk, they're not very articulate, they're not very sound when it comes to leading conversations, and you obviously want your podcast to be top quality, right? So what do you do in this instance? Of course, you don't say, oh, I don't like the way you talk, so no. You have to invest in them. You could maybe look for courses online that they could take, or try to coach them, to be the way you want it to be, right? Coach them and try and mold them to the form that you want or you need for your particular purpose, right? So I've seen that many people, many founders, organizations are not very willing to pour into their volunteers because they feel like you can leave anytime, you can just up and leave, but they are part of a human resource.